Well, what's poppin', my NFL draft people? I was not planning on making a video tonight, but I went down the Jayden Higgins rabbit hole, and let me tell y'all, we found a gem. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna go down. My hair is all messed up. I'm kind of tired, end of the night, but I wanted to make this video because I truly believe Jayden Higgins is someone that's kind of slept on. Now I get it. He's projected right now to be a day two, basically a second round pick lock. But this kid does not get the attention he deserves. I think when it's all said and done, he will absolutely be a first round pick. He should be a first round pick. He's flying up a lot of draft boards. At least he's definitely flying up mine. I think as of right now, he is my wide receiver two in this NFL draft and my number one X wide receiver, pure outside receiver overall. We'll get the rankings and we'll finalize them in the next couple of days. But before we get into the film review, because that's really where it's going to get pretty exciting, I think it's important to talk about him, the measurables. What is it about? All right. So let's take a look at Jayden Higgins, guys. Firstly, at the combine, very, very impressive size. You're talking 6'4", 214. He looks a little bit bigger than that too, but very, very good height and weight. 33 and an eighth inch arms. So he's got the length there and the hand size is adequate. It's very good, but I was shocked to see how nimble and how quickly he moves at his current size. He's got a big body, but man, he is quick. He's twitchy. He's not stiff like you see a lot of 6'4" plus receivers. But in addition to that, I mean, running a 4.47 with a 1.53 split, 39-inch vert. I mean, tested out of the waters in the combine. I think that helped him tremendously because, some of the knocks on him or what people are worried about is what's the long speed like, right? That's a really common thing with these big receivers. And a lot of the times it's warranted. But let me tell you, man, he certainly got the juice. You go down here to the the 40-yard dash. He's up there with a lot of these really fast guys. Now, like I said, he was 4.47. But you look at a lot of the guys that are, faster than him, many of them are a lot smaller. But here's where it becomes very interesting. When you go to the 10-yard split, his 1.53 split is very good, especially for somebody his height and his size. I mean, you got Savion Williams who ran a 1.52, right? And he's like an athletic freak. I mean, at 6'4", 222, that is wild. But he's not nearly as polished of a receiver. Otherwise, everybody else here is considered quite a bit smaller receiver. Jalen Noel, who's his teammate, is a slot receiver. He's got the juice too. He ran a 1.51. Otherwise, his 1.53 is faster than guys like Caden Prather, Rock Taylor, LeJohntay Wester, right? He's faster than Luther Burden, faster than Jimmy Horn, faster than Nick Nash and Ricky White, Kyle Williams. A lot of these smaller guys, he's quicker and more quick twitched. And that you got to really love. That I was a very big fan of. And yes, let me go back here real quick. Oops. Hold up. Sorry, guys. Yeah, 10-inch, 39-inch vert is incredible. I mean, that shows a lot of the explosion. Same with the broad jump. So he's got a lot of the juice. He's got a lot of the traits, and it really does show up when you look at the film. In addition to that, what I love about him, and I think is super important to talk about, is a player that is on a very good trajectory. You love to see guys, year after year get better and better. He started his freshman year. He was at Eastern Kentucky. He had 29 catches, 394 yards, 3 touchdowns. Then his sophomore year, that bumps up to 58 catches. He basically more than doubles his yards almost doubles his yards and gets 10 touchdowns with an 80-yard tutty. Then he goes over to Iowa State, right? There's a increase in competition and still very consistent, right? 53 catches, 983 yards. So 18 and a half yards a catch and 6 touchdowns with a 75 long. And then this last year at Iowa State, 2024, 87 catches, over 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns. And let me tell you guys something. Their quarterback, Roscoe, whatever the hell, Becht or whatever his name is, he is awful. Sorry, if you're watching this, I don't know if you're a freshman, I don't know much about you. Your tape is trash, bro. The fact that he had 87 catches and over 1,100 yards, and Jalen Noel did too, I really think shows how good they are because he is yeah, it was not pretty, but you love to see him consistently getting better and better. I think he definitely has a ceiling that he needs to reach, but the combine numbers were very impressive. And what's also really impressive is, you guys can take it for what it's worth with PFF, but look at some of these numbers, man. I mean, a 90.3 overall grade increase, year over year, 2002, 78 to 85 to 93. Unbelievably consistent in terms of the games played. I think I went over this on a previous video and I was highlighting some of the Broncos big board stuff. What I love about it too is last season, 475 pass snaps, 138 of them were from the slot. So he played in the slot a little bit more. He also did in 2023 from a percentage standpoint. But really, he's got a lot of inside and out versatility. And dude, let me tell you, he's good at both. Like the fact that he's versatile like that is awesome. But he is a true X that can be utilized inside. So you got to love that. Healthy, durable, very, very tough. 2 drops this last season. His drop percentage is 2.2%, one of the lowest you can get. His contested catch rate is 58.3. That's very good. His grade versus man coverage is elite. Yards per route run, elite. The guy's an absolute stud, man. He really, really is. And what I like about it too is like you look at him from the slot, right? I mean, he had 138 snaps from the slot, 29 catches, 364 yards, 14 contested catches, quite a bit of deep yards. Yards after the catch, 3.8 is not that great, but it's definitely not bad for a big receiver. But the thing about it too is a lot of the balls that he catches, he's causing separation, or it's deep. He had a lot of he was a big red zone target, so that's going to affect kind of the yards after catch. And in addition to that, he does a lot of contested catches, man. There's so many balls that were thrown that were really terribly thrown from a decision standpoint or accuracy, and he was still able to come in. And we'll highlight some of those. But guys, when I look at Jayden Higgins, I try to find reasons. Okay, what are the reasons why he's not getting as much hype as he is? He checks every box. The athleticism is there. The size is there. The route running ability is there. The fact that he's got a good, clean medical history is there. He's really got it all. He's explosive, and you can see it, not just in the testing, but you can see it in some of the film stuff. So I don't really get it. And what I love about him is he has got phenomenal hands. He literally catches it all, man. He catches everything. Let me go into the premium stats here. I have to switch it over and do this because it's really annoying on PFF. So just bear with me for 1 second because I'm curious about I'm curious about his drops when it comes to the last several years. So 1 drop in 2023, 1 drop in 2022, and 3 drops in 2021. He has a career drop percentage of 3%. Guys, I don't think you understand. That is unbelievably low. His worst year being his freshman year, too. That really skewed with these numbers. I mean, you take these, he's going to be right around 2%, just under 2% drop rate. That's ridiculous. He's got phenomenal hands, and you can see it. So, you know what? Let's dive in and kind of show a little bit of what we got here. All right. So you're going to be able to see him up top. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but he's going to be at the top of the screen there. And watch the way he wins this route. I really enjoyed this one. So I'm going to let it roll, and then we'll talk about it. Just simple, right? It doesn't look like crazy, but I love how he gets the leverage at the top of the route, right? Boom. Makes a quick move over to the left. Sorry, here, let me just go back here and do this again. So you can see he takes the route up to him, fakes it on the inside. God, why is this thing going so fast? It's a little bit choppy, sorry. He makes a little fake on the inside, takes it out, creates that separation. I mean, just left him in the dust. It's a wrap. And this next one is cool. This one's a quick clip, but I want to show you it from this angle because this is the kind of physicality I'm talking about. What I really like about 6'4" guys is, they're obviously got the body type, but there's so many guys that are 6'4" that they don't play very physical, right? Somebody that I think of that was and there's a lot of guys that are smaller that play super physical. Like the one guy that comes to mind for me was Steve Smith. Steve Smith was my height. Played like he was a 6'4" receiver. Got a lot of 6'4" guys that are a little bit soft. Not Jayden Higgins, man. Look at this. He literally snatches the ball from the Iowa DB and says, "No, thank you. It's all mine." I love that. Now, this one, there was a little bit of a slip on the top of the route, which, I mean, those kinds of things happen. I know it was a rainy day, but look, so he finds the soft spot in the zone, simple, catches it. But what I love about it is the quick, just turn around, make the dude miss, break the tackle, and completely upfield. When you watch it in fast motion, you really see it. These are the kind of movements, and you see it a lot on his film. This is the kind of movements you typically see from smaller, shorter kind of slot receivers like Jalen Knoll, who's his teammate, who's a really, really good slot receiver. But he's got that twitchiness. Comes back, catches the ball, boom, turns around, put it in the dirt, goes upfield, makes a little bit of a play happen. Here's the same kind of thing, right? I mean, I love the hesitation, the little nuances in the route, right? Just a little the head fake in, out, creates the separation. Ball's terribly thrown, still goes back, uses his body, his big body, and gets it. And then here, you're going to be able to see, just a little bit of that explosion. I mean, you see how defenses, the defenders, they start looking like they're almost running backwards. Like he's just gaining on him so much. Catches it, creates good separation, foot in the dirt, and he is upfield, ready to get some more yards. So you're able to see it there. Apologies for not having too many clips. It was a little bit difficult to find a lot of the specific Iowa State games I was looking for, particularly the Texas Tech one. It seems like it's a difficult thing. I see some highlight film, none of the coaches' film, but he had a route in that game that was ridiculous, and I really wanted to see the full coaches' film on it. But you guys can at least see the highlight route and stuff on the internet, I'm sure. I mean, again, just the savviness, right? This is him from the slot. And I love how he runs, right? Presses him, a little bit of a head fake left, and, kind of catches he's going to catch the cornerbacks a lot, just glancing or kind of pausing, looking in the backfield a little bit. He makes a quick move, leaves him in the dust. It's a wrap. Catches the ball, gets upfield. You got to love it. So not too many clips of Jayden Higgins overall, but go watch him for yourself, guys. I just really want to make a lot of these videos to shed light and bring you some perspective. I think that when you look at this receiver class, a lot of people say it's really bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I just think that there's a lot of different types of flavor. It's like what's the soup du jour for the day, right? And that's kind of what I feel like with them because you got guys. You don't have like the dynamic, just unbelievable playmakers like you did with like Marvin Harrison and Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas last year. Like I get that, but you've got a lot of really, really good guys. The thing about this receiver class is that there's kind of either like true X receivers or true slot receivers. There's not so many that are just all around bona fide wide receiver ones, guys that can play inside, outside, and win, in coverage. I think right now the only two that I see that I'm extremely confident can do both, play outside and inside, and be wide receiver ones for really any NFL team is Matthew Golden and Jayden Higgins. Those are the two guys that I truly believe. When you look at Tet McMillan, there's a lot of question marks about him because he's a little bit thinner for somebody that's so tall. And what's his long speed really like? I know that he tested pretty decent, but the film doesn't always necessarily match with some of that. Jayden Higgins, he tested well, but the film matches it. And then how can he play in the slot? He would probably be like the 2B in that class. Otherwise, you got, and there's a lot of these, like I love Emeka Ibuka. I think he's still probably my favorite wide receiver in this class. Doesn't mean I put him at wide receiver one, not necessarily, but I love everything about him. But he's really he's a really good slot guy. I think personally he can certainly win and be very good on the outside, but you don't really know that for a fact. You just know he's going to be good in the slot. Luther Burden, same kind of thing, right? When you got that. And then you go through guys like Jalen Knoll, amazing slot receiver. Xavier Restrepo, amazing slot receiver. I think that this is going to be one of those receiving classes that like they're going to come out with slot receivers of the year. There's quite a bit of them. Can some of these guys win outside? If they can, they're going to pose some tremendous value. But I think when it's all said and done, man, there's going to be teams that really fall in love with Jayden Higgins, think that he's vastly underrated. And I think he's going to be a first round pick. I would not be surprised if he was, well, I guess if, would I be surprised if he was the first wide receiver? Maybe. But I definitely would not be surprised if he was the second wide receiver. I think Matthew Golden is the bona fide wide receiver one in this draft class. But he's good, man. He's really, really good. He's going to be able to help a team. Does he match for my Broncos? Absolutely, he does. He matches with the Denver Broncos a lot. That's why I put him at number 5 on the big board. I probably will move him up after this, but because his inside-out versatility is awesome. The fact that he can win on the outside, and he's got the ability to win in the slot, and he's done it both. He's giving you a lot of good film. I don't see why he wouldn't be loved. And having him on one side and Cortland Sutton on the other, both guys are great contested catch ball guys. Both guys have the ability to, win all the 50-50 balls, be able to win at all levels of the field too. They can win deep, but they can definitely win in those short to intermediate routes. That'd be interesting. You bring in somebody like Jayden Higgins. It'll remind me a lot of like when we drafted Sutton and we had DT, right? DT was there to rest in peace, DT, by the way. Still makes me sad, but he was there to really mentor him, helped him grow in his first couple years in the league before we ultimately traded Demaryius Thomas, and then Cortland Sutton took over. I can see that happening, especially with Cortland Sutton's contract situation. I think he's ultimately going to get extended, but really not more than a year or two. So this is a good potential long-term solution, but somebody that in the interim can help a lot. So let me know what you guys think about Jayden Higgins. Do your homework, look into him. There's really not a lot of reasons to think he's not one of the best receivers in this draft class and why he should not be drafted in the first round. Aside from my Broncos, I look for a team like the Green Bay Packers to fall in love with him because he can be a bona fide wide receiver one for them, and he's a unique skill set and body type that they don't have. So just keep an eye out on that one too. All right, guys. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this, man. Sorry for the lower energy, but I wanted to make a video about Jayden Higgins because I was pretty enamored by this dude. But if I've earned it, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and until next time, y'all be sure to spend time with those people that you love. And peace out.